Hello everyone. I am making this video because I have something to say. Some people have recently told me that I am biased and that I am biased towards the Christian tradition. And I have even been told that the reason why some Christian conservatives have been driven off of campuses in the United States and in the West is because conservatives don't have any good ideas. Well, I really take issue with that. And I don't even really consider myself a conservative. If anything, I consider myself a traditional liberal in that sense. But I just want to break it down bit by bit. Now, what is bias? According to Webster, bias is an inclination of temperament or outlook, especially a personal and sometimes unreasoned judgment, or prejudice, in other words. So this is where I take issue, that the ideas that I put forth are unreasoned. Am I biased? Yes. Do I lean towards the Judeo-Christian ethic? Yes. Is it unreasoned? No. And I will explain why. Now, first, human beings have two basic instincts. One is self-preservation, and the other is species preservation. So these are the instincts that propel all of human activity. To do what's best for me as an individual, but also to do what is best for the perpetuation of the species. Okay, now, there is no mystery as to what is good for our children and for the continuation of our species. There is a plethora of social science. They're abounding with what makes for healthy communities. Now, first of all, the Search Foundation has put out the 40 developmental assets. Okay, now they maintain that participation in a religious community is good for young people. It's an asset. It helps them grow and develop if a young person spends 1 or more per hour a week in activities in a religious institution. I won't go through all 40 of the developmental assets, but they also include caring, that the young person places high value on helping other people, service to other people. Equality and social justice, that the young person places high value on promoting equality and reducing hunger and poverty. Integrity, that the young person acts on convictions and stands up for his or her beliefs. Honesty, that the young person tells the truth even when it's not easy. Responsibility, that the young person accepts and takes personal responsibility and restraint. That a young person believes it is important not to be sexually active or to use alcohol and other drugs. Now, this is very important because there is a direct correlation between impulse control and poverty. There is a mountain of information about the importance of a two-parent family and that the parents are the biological parents of the child. Now, this is not to say that there aren't valiant efforts, of people who find themselves as single parents, but we're talking about the what's best for the general population. There is also for example, a huge amount of studies on the importance of family dinners and the role that having dinner as a family helps academically, physically, emotionally, in every single way. Now, I would maintain that the Judeo-Christian ethic supports all of these principles, so that we should be encouraging our young people to be involved in their church and synagogue. It's good for them. Okay, now, in another aspect, we have, as American citizens, we have a mission statement that was given to us by our founding fathers. And the mission statement is the preamble of the Constitution. That we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. So that means that they knew at that time that they were giving us the tools to create an even better society in order to create a more perfect union. Establish justice to ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense and promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty and to ourselves and our posterity, for the generations to come. So we have the science as to what young people and families need to be healthy and to prosper and to thrive. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt what is necessary for human flourishing. So it's our responsibility to promote that. It's our mission as American citizens to promote the general welfare. It is also in the Declaration of Independence that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, this is a very important distinction. For example, the United Nations Declaration of the Rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, says that we are born free and that our rights are given to us by government. Now, this is a distinction. The Declaration of Independence states that we are created equal, and at the moment of our creation, we already have these rights, and that our government just recognizes those inalienable rights. And so that no human being, no government, no king can then take them away. This is a very, very important distinction and a very important part of our national identity. Now, I do not reject anything that is true, good, and beautiful in other traditions. In fact, there is a lot in common between the Judeo-Christian worldview and certain American Indian traditions, as well as the Zoroastrian tradition. They are monotheistic. They believe in a creator God. For example, the Lenape Indians call God the one who created us with his thoughts. And in the Zoroastrian tradition, there is Ahura Mazda, the Great Spirit. Okay, so there's a lot in common there. There is the battle. We all of us recognize the battle between good and evil and the goodness of mankind. But I think that the Christian proposition is the most fair because it is extended to all people. Not all of the other traditions say that. They say that God, gave us our tradition, and there's this concept of us and them, so that like we are the real human beings and they are not. But that's not the Christian proposition. The Christian proposition is that if you have human DNA, then you're made in the image and likeness of God. And what if that, just putting the metaphysical aspects aside, what if we all acted as though that were true? What benefit would that have on society if we all walked around and treated others as if they were the image of God, a representative of God here on earth? Would it impact our relationships? Would it make us be more loving and more caring toward other people, more accepting, more compassionate? I think the evidence is there for that. So that is one reason why I'm biased towards this tradition, because I believe it is the most fair to all people. It is the most inclusive proposition. So when people state that I am a biased person or somehow prejudiced, I really take issue with that, because anyone who has known me ever since I can remember, ever since I was young, I have been a warrior for justice and intercultural understanding. And I do not reject anything that is true, good, and beautiful in any religion, in any worldview in any religion, and I'm happy to celebrate what is true, good, and beautiful with anyone. But I firmly reject any proposition that rejects the dignity of the human person. And I believe it is our mission to promote the general welfare, and the science is there. We know what children need. We know what families need to be healthy and prosper. And so my question is, who is really biased? Who are the science deniers? If we know beyond a shadow of a doubt what children and families need to prosper, if we do not act on that science, then who are the real science deniers? Who are the real biased people? Who are the real bigots? Who is really prejudiced? So I really felt like I needed to get this off of my chest, because the conclusions that I have made are hard-won and based on science and based on reason and based on fact. And I thank you for your time, and I am open to any discussion that anyone would like to have about any of these issues. And I thank you, and God bless you.